All right, let's get cooking. Welcome to the latest edition of Chin Check Sports Radio. I'm your host, JD. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us. And as always, we welcome any suggestions, feedback, comments, and criticisms, which improves the quality of our program, which ultimately improves your listening experience. Before we get started, I want to tell all of you thank you for your tremendous support. People are slowly but surely finding out about who we are and what we do. They enjoy and respect the passion with which we speak. But as you always say here at Chin Check Sports Radio, we do this because we love it, as we are simply sharing our passions with you all as we continue to build our listening army to take over the world. You know that we are your go-to on YouTube for Dallas Cowboys coverage throughout the NFL season, as well as any and all Dallas Cowboys coverage. Continuing on with the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Week 13 loss at home on Monday night to the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's jump into our numbers. Quarterback Cooper Rush, 16 of 31 attempts, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rico Dowdle, 18 carries, 131 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 6 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown. Jake Ferguson, 3 catches, 32 yards. On the defensive side, Eric Kendricks, 12 total tackles, 8 solo, 1 tackle, 4 loss. Donovan Wilson, 9 total tackles, 5 solo, and a half a sack. Jordan Lewis, 7 total tackles, 4 solo. Malik Hooker, 7 total tackles, 4 solo, 1 interception. DeMarvin Overshown, 6 total tackles, 4 solo. Trevon Diggs, 5 total tackles, 5 solo, first game back. Deron Bland, 5 total tackles, 2 solo. Osa Hadigazua, 3 total tackles, 1 solo. CJ Goodwin, 2 total tackles, 2 solo. Chauncey Golston, 2 total tackles, 2 solo. Maris Leofow, 2 total tackles, 1 solo, 1.5 sacks, 1 tackle, 4 loss. Kamon Hall, 2 total tackles, 1 solo. Marshawn Nealon, 2 total tackles, 1 solo. You know that we don't gloss over wins, nor do we overreact to losses. And the Dallas Cowboys played a competitive game. The Cowboys, who won 2 straight games, obviously on the broadcast that we did. And it's, of course, while Cowboys fans are holding out hope that the Cowboys would somehow make some kind of playoff run, we were in the minority of that. We knew that the Cowboys were in serious trouble. They fell too far behind, even with the players coming back, still missing Dak Prescott, as the Cowboys have somehow established a running game with Rico Dowdle, a little bit too little too late. And some of the things that reared its ugly head throughout the season, of course, cost the Cowboys this game. The Dallas Cowboys had their first opening drive touchdown of the season. Folks, that's pretty bad. That's very bad. The Dallas Cowboys had red zone turnovers, I believe 7, which leads the NFL. So teams that are 5-8 end up having no touchdown drives to start a game and have 7 red zone turnovers. And the Cowboys, by the way, dropped to 1-6 at home. So the Cowboys also lost DeMarvin Overshown. We like the kid. We noticed that the kid flashed during the preseason last year with his explosiveness. He tore his ACL in a preseason game. He played very well this season. For all appearances, is supposed to be a building block of the future. But let us say this, Cowboys fans, he had to be helped off the field and was ruled out the rest of the game with a knee injury. So we don't know how bad his injury is. But Cowboys fans, let us say this. If the injury is that bad, if it's that bad where he has to miss a significant amount of time or is going to miss a whole nother season, folks, it is time to draft his replacement. We are not doing this with dealing with talented players who are often injured. Folks, we have lived through the Sean Lee era. Remember that? Sean Lee was right there, a perennial, right on the cusp of being a Pro Bowl player, right on the cusp of being an All-Pro player, made plays. Just a nose for the football. However, he kept on getting injured. Remember Leighton Vander Esch in 2018 was supposed to be the next coming. He too began dealing with injuries. Remember Tyron Smith. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but his last couple years, the team was held hostage, especially the offensive line, about his injuries. That's a problem. So it is something to just keep in mind. Now, for the bad. The Dallas Cowboys, and we'll give the team credit, they have not quit and they've been staying in the fight. But these are the things that when you talk about situational awareness, being prepared, lack full of mental errors, not being buttoned up. This is a prime example. The Bengals are getting ready to punt the ball deep in their own territory, potentially giving the Cowboys good field position. Excellent call on the block punts by special teams coach Fossil, even though we have been critical of him during the season. Cowboys block the punt. They're going to get the ball in excellent field position with a chance to drive for the game. And number 27, Owari, decides to field the punt. Yes, he fielded the punt, fumbles the ball, and the Bengals recover. Folks, now, before we do broadcasts, we try not to come at you in a very angry place, but there's no excuse for that. Maybe he thought while he was trying to block the player that the ball wasn't touched, and maybe he thought he was trying to field the punt. But is there some type of code word, fire, block, don't touch it? No, there has to be some communication when a punt is blocked to get away, don't touch it, and he tries to field the punt, the block punt, where all he had to do was just let the ball roll and die, and he fumbles. The Bengals then take the next possession and score the game-winning touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, his ass should be cut as we speak. And again, we're not going to overreact to the loss, but these are the things when you're talking about building a culture in Dallas, in a winning culture. He should have been escorted out the building as we speak. Folks, it irritated the hell out of us when we see Fossil talking to him. There's nothing to talk about. He should have been told to go back to the locker room, to take off his uniform, and cut his ass tonight. Whatever NFL rules he has to be cut by 9 in the morning, we should tell him we're going to mail back his stuff. Because it's stuff like that, those kind of mental errors, that shouldn't be happening. And folks, the lasting image of this game, and even though we have been critical of Micah Parsons with his damn talking, however, you clearly know this kid is passionate. And you see him sitting on the sidelines looking sick, as crushed as can be, and just you see the frustration of him just walking off the field as the final seconds wore down. I know some people might have a problem with that as one of the team leaders, but we personally really didn't have a problem with it because you saw the frustration, the hurt, the anguish to lose in that manner where you had a legitimate shot to win this game, and because of another mental error on the player, on the coach, I don't know. But those kind of things shouldn't happen. And again, he should be removed from it. No, I'm sorry. Those things just should not happen. And those are the reasons why the Cowboys are sitting at 5-8, along with questionable personnel decisions in the offseason, as well as play calling, as well as strategy. That right there encapsulates the failure of the 2024 Dallas Cowboys on a block punt with a chance to win the game. The guy, instead of just letting the ball just die, he decides to field the ball, fumbles it, and then lose possession. First down Cincinnati, and they scored a game-winning touchdown. And that's how it rolls with the Dallas Cowboys. So until the next time, this is Chin Check Sports Radio. Oh, also, folks, Trevon Diggs and the corners did not have a good game today. This was the first time that the Cowboys corners had played together. And really, besides Jamar Chase, who had a great game, but again, that's their number one receiver, and he went off 14 catches for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. So the secondary didn't have a good game. We stated that really for them to just sit out the rest of the season, but I guess they're going to get their reps for the season to build good momentum for the following season. So until the next time, it's Chin Check Radio, signing out.